KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on primetime, a Mighty bakery being vandalized caught on video. Plus, Guam's congressman says if the 2022 NDAA is passed, it will provide millions for local military projects. And Guam's only airport is already seeing cancellations due to the Omicron variant.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Matanani. We lead off our news with another tragic story. The Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division was activated to investigate a fatal crash that occurred just before 3:30 this afternoon. The crash occurred near the Gain Animal Shelter in Jigo along Marine Corps Drive. According to GFD spokesperson Cherika Chargaloff, a man was extricated from his purple Pathfinder and transported to the Guam Regional Medical City. Medics were performing CPR on the adult male during transport. Again, the incident has now been classified as a fatal crash. Police also responded to another crash this afternoon. The video was sent from one of our viewers. According to GPD acting spokesperson Berlin Savella, this crash occurred in Tamuning along Marine Corps Drive near the Docomo Pacific headquarters in the southbound lane. GFD spokesperson Cherika Chargaloff says medics responded to a crash involving a car and a motorcycle. One person was transported to GMH and was in stable condition. The CNMI Department of Public Safety is investigating a fatal crash that occurred early this morning in Marpi Saipan at the Marianas Resort quarantine facility. According to a press release, the crash involved a utility task vehicle. One person is dead and 2 others were injured. It occurred around 2:30 this morning. The press release indicates that several items were scattered throughout the area of the crash, including beer cans. DPS says the UTV driver was speeding before all 3 occupants were ejected from the vehicle. Those involved are believed to be quarantine operations staff. Governor Ralph Torres offered his condolences to friends and family of the deceased, who is a COVID-19 task force member. Detectives, in the meantime, continue to ask the public to come forward if they have any information about a man found dead laying on the road last week in Jigo. 23-year-old Taylor Ed Raone was seen lying unresponsive along Marine Corps Drive near Chalan Pale Ramon. Anyone who has information about the incident is urged to contact police at 671-475-8615 or 8617. A video gone viral, a man in the act of vandalizing a local bakery. This while an employee was inside fearing for his life. KUAM's Hannah Devanzo has this report.
I was scared. I was very scared. And because it was so quick, like literally less than a second, to react and get into survival mode.
Ezekiel Dumawal works at Daily Bread Bakery in Mighty. He was working the late shift when he heard a commotion coming from the front of the shop. When he looked outside the window, he saw a man.
A gentleman with a bat just started saying, "What's up?" Expletive. Like, "What's up?" The B word. And so I didn't even say anything or whatever. So the moment he said that, he took the first strikes toward the glass and then just kept going at it.
While most would run away, Dumawal wanted to protect his family business.
Oh, I'm on the car. Sir, why are you doing that? Oh.
Out of bravery, I ran back with my phone and just started recording. And, "Sir, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And so I was able to get just a glimpse. The face is blurry. And from there, the officers arrived, and yeah, they were there to help.
At this time, police are searching for the suspect and the case is under investigation. If you have any information about this incident, call police at 671-472-8911. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
In district court today, 39-year-old Rebecca Rose San Nicolas Morta appeared before federal magistrate Judge Michael Bordalio. The court released her on her personal recognizance bond, and she must report to probation. Conditions of her release include no contact with her husband, no possession of firearms, alcohol, or controlled substances. She was indicted back in September on drug charges and is accused of attempting to possess with the intent to distribute up to 50 or more grams of meth. The alleged crimes took place between January and February of last year. Jury selection will be on February 15 of 2022. The House has passed a defense spending bill that includes $765 million in funding for local military projects, along with a mandate to build a missile defense system on Guam. Here's more.
The 2022 National Defense Authorization Act now goes to the Senate. In a statement, Congressman Michael San Nicolas said the investments in the measure, quote, will continue to provide much-needed capital influx to our island as we meet our national security priorities. San Nicolas provided a general breakdown of the $765 million, but only a few specific projects were identified. They include $34 million for the National Guard Readiness Center and $38 million for a submarine base at Polaris Point. Meanwhile, the congressman also said the bill, quote, specifically pushes the advancement of missile defense on Guam with direct language requiring the Secretary of Defense to ensure that we are secured over the next decade. This was further confirmed in recent statements by the Deputy Commander of U.S. Indo-Pacific Forces. In a recent media report, General Steven Skalenka said, quote, to defend Guam against the Chinese military's evolving capabilities, we require a land-based, persistent 360-degree system. There's no getting around that. He said the Guam defense system needs to be one that, quote, integrates today's systems and those that are developing into the future. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Is Omicron on Guam? According to Public Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero, the new COVID variant is probably already here. DPHSS at the end of November sent several COVID test samples off to the CDC for genome sequencing that will likely take a month. But Dr. Leon Guerrero said even without official results, Omicron has more than likely landed on our shores.
Most likely, to be honest, I think it's probably here. We've already noticed that it's out in Hawaii with a guy that never traveled. So there's a good chance that it might be here already.
The Omicron variant was first detected in South Africa and has spread to 50 countries and 19 U.S. states. Dr. Leon Guerrero warned that there is very little data on the new variant, but initial information seems to indicate that it's more infectious than previous COVID strains.
That it's more contagious, but I guess luckily it's not as severe as the Delta, so only time will tell.
Public Health says it needs to increase vaccinations in the 18 to 39 age group, child vaccinations for kids 5 to 11, and booster shots for the general public to provide the best shield against Omicron and future coronavirus variants. With concern over the Omicron variant circling the globe, Guam's only airport shares how they've been affected. Daniel Perez reports.
Before the Omicron variant, we were seeing an uptick in flights. We've been talking with several of our airlines, and obviously some others coming on, including some new ones that we're currently talking with to be able to fly into the airport. But I think as it relates to the Omicron variant, it's still yet to be seen how that's going to impact some of the more some of the holiday travel toward the end of the month. But we have seen cancellations in the near term.
GIAA Deputy Executive Manager Ricky Hernandez says the concern over the Omicron variant has left tourists second-guessing if they should visit the island, with many of the canceled flights from the Korean market. He has concerns as well, referring to testing, arriving passengers, and those who are departing Guam.
There currently isn't a testing facility here at the airport for departing or arriving passengers. And so that's something that obviously we've been looking at. But as it relates to convenience for some of the travelers, like in other markets, I believe that they're trying to work with possibly where they're currently lodging to be able to do that before they get to the airport.
As for travel restrictions,
we've not heard any additional changes as it relates to increasing restrictions. What we've seen is that public health's travel requirements for exemptions for quarantine have actually added that you could come in with a negative antigen test if you had it 24 hours or a day prior to departure or departing to Guam from any destination. And so that's been an added quarantine exemption in addition to being fully vaccinated.
As we reported, the current travel restrictions state that if you want to bypass quarantine, you must be fully vaccinated with either a WHO or FDA-approved vaccine, have a negative PCR test within 3 days of arrival, or an antigen test within 1 day of arrival. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Guam's top 2 tourism source markets have tightened health measures again due to the Omicron variant. During a board meeting Thursday, GVB Vice President Jerry Perez said both Korea and Japan have reinstituted previous quarantine requirements.
So basically, they're back to where they were at a time when they had liberalized it earlier for 3 days, right? Now they're back to this thing.
On a more positive note, Perez says they understand that while the Omicron variant may be highly contagious, it has a much lower mortality rate than the Delta variant. That's why GVB is optimistic that despite a 25% decline in airline capacity from Korea recently, it will rebound shortly.
At this level and try to reinvigorate the market again with hopefully more optimistic news from Omicron.
GVB has said the governor will soon announce details of a new tourism marketing effort that will focus on developing Guam as more of a cultural destination. Parents will have an opportunity Friday evening to ask questions and express concerns about COVID-19 vaccinations for children with education and public health officials. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan has more in this report.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Department of Education will host a virtual town hall meeting at 6 p.m. on Friday via Zoom. DPHSS will facilitate presentations and address concerns of the community regarding the COVID-19 vaccine. Participants will also be able to voice their concerns with GDOE. A survey by DPHSS is being conducted for parents of elementary school-age students, which was sent out Tuesday by GDOE. Public Health Public Information Officer Janela Carrera says the purpose of the survey is to get parents and guardians' thoughts about their children getting the jab.
And we do encourage parents to take this survey, and that would actually help us at Public Health and also at DOE to better prepare for vaccination. So yes, you're right. We are trying to better understand some of the concerns that are out there from the parents and also get some more feedback from the parents.
Results, questions, and concerns collected throughout the survey will be shared at the virtual town hall meeting Friday. Carrera shared some of the questions being asked in the survey.
It does ask questions like, for example, what grade level your child is, how old they are, if they're interested in having their child receive the COVID-19 vaccine, what options they would prefer, if they prefer to receive it at the school, outside of the school, what type of challenges they may be facing in receiving the vaccines, what kind of medical related concerns they may be concerned about.
The community can hop on the Zoom session. GDOE notes that there is a maximum capacity of 500 participants. However, it will also be streamed on GDOE's Facebook page. The link to the survey and the Zoom town hall meeting can be found on our website at KUAM.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
In regional news, the CNMI Hospital set up a pharmacy at the alternate care site facility on Saipan to augment efforts in the fight against COVID-19. As cases rise, self-quarantine is being seriously considered. Tomas Manglonia reports.
This is basically set up as an extension of the pharmacy in the hospital. We do here coordination of whatever medication the patients need here at KUAM or even in the other alternative care sites.
All hands on deck at the alternate care site as frontliners on Saipan battle the first surge.
Here we have, we prepare the daily medications of the admitted patients, technically admitted patients, and even prepare Region POB for easy facilitation of processing, ordering, and preparation of medications. So when there's a patient needing Region POB or any other COVID therapeutics, it's here. It's being prepared and efficiently, and so that the patient do not have to wait.
They're working on transporting patients faster across the island.
We are coordinating all those pharmaceutical needs. So the outpatient pharmacy in the hospital, the inpatient, and this site coordinates what the patient would need so we can deliver and process fast.
As of Wednesday, there are at least 9 patients at the alternate care site, and as cases climb, the NMI hospital chief says home quarantine instead of in a government facility for those who test positive is being considered.
Everywhere in the world, when people are detected as positive, they can home quarantine. So those are things that are being considered right now.
She shares an urgent reminder.
Don't just go and get tested. Get tested and act as if you're positive so that you don't go spreading it to other people. What's happening is totally opposite. People get tested and then they go out and hang out with family members, and more people are identified. I don't know what to say.
Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
And before we head into the break, KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see videos and pictures of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images submitted by the Leon Guerrero family from North Pole, Jigo.
Nothing transforms a life quite like a home loan. That's why Bank of Hawaii offers online tools that make it easier to transform renters into owners, old kitchens into modern ones, and high school grads into college students. At Bank of Hawaii, we're making it easier to research and apply for a home loan that can transform your life with local experts you can always talk to. So let your transformation begin at boh.com/home.
Our family was recently challenged with a difficult medical condition where my son needed a liver transplant. And I asked Calvo Select Care to assist me with that, and he required off-island care. In fact, it can only be taken care of off-island. So Calvo Select Care was there to help with all the referrals and the off-island coverage.
Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
And instant prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. Win the best-selling 2021 Toyota Corolla LE, the crossover SUV 2021 Toyota RAV4 LE, and the dynamic luxury SUV 2021 BMW X1. The more you shop, the more chance to win. In the Micronesia Malls, shop and win.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Guam residents who were exposed to downwind atomic radiation testing fallout are another step closer to being qualified for federal compensation. The House Judiciary Committee today reported out of the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act for action by the full House. Here's Chairman Jerry Nadler during the committee markup hearing.
Congress passed RICO over 30 years ago and expanded its scope further in 2000. Yet many individuals affected by the U.S. government's atomic weapons development activities remain ineligible under the RICO program. For instance, downwinders in New Mexico, site of the nation's first atomic weapons tests, were excluded from RICO. Many of these individuals are arguably similarly situated to those currently eligible under RICO, yet they have been denied the chance for compensation. As a matter of basic justice, it is time to correct this inequality.
The amendments, which include compensation for Guam residents exposed to downwind Marshall Islands atomic testing during the 40s and 50s, remain intact. There may be a move to rein in the governor's power to unilaterally extend public health emergencies. Speaking on the link, Minority Leader Senator Chris Duenas says he will push for an override this session. His vetoed bill would have required the governor to seek legislative approval to extend a public health emergency, something she's done for the last consecutive 20 months.
To do what she needs to do. She's declared that this entire bank account loaded with cash is hers. She can respond to any emergency with that cash. I've not seen proven anywhere that it requires an emergency to spend money the way it's being spent. And that's what we would ask for when the governor has to come down every 30 days to explain to the legislature why the public health emergency is necessary to continue.
Duenas is confident he has the support of at least 9 other colleagues. That would give him the 10 votes necessary to override the governor's veto. To get into the holiday spirit, many island residents go big with decorations and lights. But could you be putting your family at risk? Here are safety tips to ensure the most wonderful time of the year doesn't take a turn for the worst.
The most dangerous time of year for house fires is the holiday season. Red Cross reports that across America, roughly 47,000 fires happen during the winter holidays. As for here on island, Guam Fire Department Fire Chief Daniel Stone.
During the holiday seasons, we do see a little bit of a rise in fire responses, and that's usually attributable to the increase in holiday cooking, which also correlates to some of the unattended cooking that happens because everybody gets real busy, gets distracted. So it's really important to remember that anytime you're cooking, you should never leave the stove area. You should always be very mindful of your cooking and not leave it unattended.
In addition to being mindful while cooking, island residents should be careful with their holiday decorations. People
want to string their lights and plug in the different decorations. And as such, sometimes they may potentially overload an outlet, and then that could lend to problems as well. Before you start plugging in any lights or anything like that, make sure you take a look at them. Make sure they're in good condition. There is no frayed wires. If you need to apply electrical tape around a cord, it's probably a good idea to just replace the cord versus trying to repair it with electrical tape, just to be safe.
If you plan on getting a fresh Christmas tree, before you trim the tree, ensure it's watered daily and at least 3 feet away from heat sources like candles and lights. Dried up trees are more susceptible to catching fire. Most importantly, never leave a tree unattended. Always unplug your lights if you leave your home or before you go to bed. To further ensure you are purchasing safe holiday decorations this season, make sure to check the packaging for a UL, CSA, or ETL marking. This indicates to the consumer that it has been tested and proven as a safe product. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
With the sun shining brightly over our island paradise, IP&E accomplished another milestone, the completion of its first microgrid at its Upper Tumon Shell station. IP&E, which operates Shell stations in Guam, Saipan, and Palau, held a ribbon-cutting ceremony Thursday morning at one of 13 fuel stations across from John F. Kennedy High School on Marine Corps Drive. According to Brian Bomba, the managing director of IP&E, the microgrid, a self-sufficient energy system, is Guam's first commercial site operating off of the island power grid at the Upper Tumon location. He says this is our way of paying it forward to the next generations for the quality of life that they deserve. At a time when climate change has affected humanity across the globe, Bamba says we must do our part to help the community.
Today, this project, you'll see to the left of me, 3 solar arrays of about 480 solar panels, along with an energy storage system of about 588 kilowatt hours, and a genset behind in this building, which create a microgrid. And so the sun, generates the power that feeds the station, feeds the batteries, and the generator supplements the system. And so this is our commitment to a further reduction of carbon.
IP&E will continue to add its energy offerings, including power generation, monitoring, and management. It's Christmas galore over at Menyetlu. This holiday season, you can gift your loved ones with a Breakfast with Santa Christmas box. The box includes kits for cookie decorating, ornament decorating kit, and Christmas card making, plus so much more. Menyetlu Executive Director Samantha Taitano.
All of those are meant for a family of 4, so you're going to have 4 cookies, 4 Christmas cards, 4 ornaments. You're going to have all of the markers, crayons, paint, pencils, all in there to do all of the crafts. And then along with that, to kind of keep with that breakfast theme, we still have pancakes, syrup, we have hot cocoa, and then there's going to be some additional cookies and then lots of little goodies in there.
Now, these boxes are limited, so lock yours in by accessing the link on our website at KUAM.com. Curbside pickup is on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at M80 Systems in Barrigada. All proceeds will go toward Menyetlu. And sports is up next with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live más.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/InstaGuam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Hafa. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Basically, my life was a revolving door of just getting drugs, using drugs. My name is Anne-Marie Sablan. I'm 26 years old and I'm a student at Guam Community College, about to graduate with my associate's degree in human services. Got my high school diploma with GCC's Adult High program. The staff there is very helpful, they're very friendly, and it became like a family dynamic. It's possible for anybody, especially people like me who struggle with addiction.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The Guam High Panthers and Father Duenas Friars will meet up Saturday night at the GW Field in the ESA Football League Championship game. Panthers head coach Jacob Dowdell held media day at the school's campus yesterday afternoon.
I'm super excited for this championship game. You know, I feel like I've been waiting for it my freshman year, and then sophomore year I feel like we had a really good shot, but no season. So it's really 3 years I've been waiting for this. And defensively, communication is going to be super important, making sure that we all have our assignments, we all do our job.
So for this game, it's paramount that we wrap, because as you know, they have very elusive running backs, and whenever we have a play that could be a loss in yardage, we'll make sure to wrap, because we can't be having situations where we're letting them gain yards when they shouldn't be. And as a defense, we've been polishing on wrapping, and even if we can't make the initial contact and where we can take them down ourselves, we will always have each other. So as long as we hold them down, we have our teammates coming.
I really feel like it's important for us to run with aggression and to do our jobs very well, because if we don't, we might get injured during the play, and that'll be very detrimental to our offense. And the pass protection, again, is really important, so we can make sure we keep our quarterback safe, give him enough time to throw the ball to his receivers so we can make those big plays.
It's always important to have fun, because if you don't have fun, you know, you take stuff too seriously, you start, going through the motions, you start doing things that are unnecessary, getting unnecessary calls, start making unnecessary plays. So it's always important to have fun, stay focused out there and stay disciplined.
In programming news, this Monday, December 13th, on the stations of KUAM, we get you started with a doubleheader on KUAM TV 11 at 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, the Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs. Keep it locked on Channel 11 at 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS, Buffalo Bills at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then at 11:20, NBC Sunday Night Football on KUAM TV 8, the Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
My 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches have freshly cracked fried eggs with bacon crumbles cooked right in. And you can get them all day and night, and day and night. Only at Jack in the Box.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
We are sending our most heartfelt happy birthday wishes out to Gilbert Jr. Kitsutsu, who has the birthday shout-out spotlight all to himself today. He is our sole birthday celebrant, and nothing wrong with that, you guys. That just means you got more time in the limelight. And we, as your neighbors, as your family members, as your friends, and as your community, we have more time to celebrate you. So Gilbert, we hope you have a fantastic day. Eat something good. We hope you're around people that care about you, and we hope you have a fantastic day today, because today is your birthday, Gilbert. So happy birthday.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, and be safe, Guam.
Local music mashup sponsored by Burger King. BK Your Way.